Welcome to another InWheelTime podcast. Welcome to the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we talked to Chip Lupo at WalletHub about the best and worst states to drive in. I mean, making plans now for vacations. So
there's only 50 of them.
There's only 50. Maybe 51 soon.
Cool, yeah.
Plus, Jeff has his Motor Minute. I'll review the new Lexus RX 450h Plus. And then we're going to talk about life in general and how glad we are to be here.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mike and Don. There you go.
Howdy, howdy.
Mike, did you get your kisses this morning?
Not yet.
Yeah? Well, don't expect them from us, okay?
It's been a little early.
Yeah, we love you anyway. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin, Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us for our Valentine's Day edition of the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. So glad you could join us. We got lots of news stories about EVs, and hardly any of them are any good.
I've got one that's no good.
Yeah, well, I know that we had a guest on here. Everybody got mad at me for asking him not to get involved in the politics of it, and he went that way, and Mars got mad at me for kind of cutting him off, and so I wanted to apologize to everybody, but apparently I was pretty close to being on the money. So as you'll find out when I read the stories in the next 2-hour edition of the InWheelTime Car Talk Show.
Right.
And speaking of money,
Woohoo.
Chip Lupo is with a company called WalletHub, and he joins us now. Chip, good morning to you, and thanks so much for joining us.
Morning, guys. Good to be with you, as always.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a while, and how things... Where are you? You up on the east side, East Coast?
I am. I'm in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, very nice.
We love Columbia, South Carolina.
We do.
That's a good place to be. You
Yeah.
from there originally?
I'm originally from North Carolina. I've lived in the Carolinas pretty much my entire life.
Oh, you went down south.
Yeah, you moved south. Yeah.
It's warmer.
Yeah.
down
Better
there.
weather.
Warmer, yeah.
It's warmer down there, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, they call
So-
Columbia famously hot for a reason. So,
No, that's it. Because you're in it. That's what I was waiting to hear.
well,
There is that.
hey, I could use. Yeah, I want to take that. I want to take
It
that
is-
as a marketing slogan. Run with it.
It is Valentine's Day. So we wanted to talk to you about this study that you guys did, 2026's best and worst states to drive in. Okay, so what was the motive behind this kind of a story?
And it's interesting because when it comes to stories like these, and I always chuckle at the results because no matter what the statistics tell you, the state that you live in or the city or county you live in is always the worst, has the worst drivers, regardless.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're commuting anywhere into any city, they have the worst drivers, no matter what the numbers tell you. But we try to create a comprehensive study that goes a little bit beyond things such basic complaints, so to speak, as like road safety or commute times or congestion. We kind of take an overall approach, and we include things. We broke it down into 4 dimensions, and those are cost of ownership and maintenance, which is one that people tend to overlook a lot when it comes to safe driving, traffic infrastructure, safety, and then access to vehicles and maintenance, another one in which people kind of overlook.
Well, I know that you focused in on Texas, and we here in Texas certainly appreciate that,
Yeah.
and we're going to get to that as well. And I am somewhat glad to report that we actually didn't hit first or last in any of the
Got
categories.
close. Got real close.
Yeah, got close, but there was no, we didn't get the best award. And you know what? There are some things that you can say that's a good thing.
Well, Texas is unique in that it is a huge state, and there's a diversity when it comes to traffic and roads. I mean, what goes on in the middle of, say, like Midlands, Texas or someplace is way different than it would be in downtown Dallas.
Or downtown Houston.
Yeah.
Downtown
Or-
Houston's not too bad. The problem we have here is that the city, well, not the exact city limits, but the overall area of Houston, which includes tons of cities, and it's a big, widespread sprawl, if you will,
swath.
of everything. We've got lots of freeways, and all of them are jammed up now. And I remember a day when we didn't have that many freeways and they weren't jammed up, but that is the case now. So overall rank for Texas is 13th. And I would say that's pretty good, really.
Yeah, very good. 1 to 50, and Texas is 13th, and they get really high marks in the category of access to vehicles and maintenance. Again, now this is one that people tend to overlook, and it includes things such as, for example, auto repair shops per capita, which is key because you have to have availability for repair shops now, because if repair shops are A, not accessible, or A, overpriced, people are going to tend to neglect those, and they're going to let their cars, and they're going to keep driving until eventually something really bad happens.
Well, I was kind of surprised at us being fifth in average gas prices. I would have thought that we would have been probably first or second.
Yeah, at 277 a gallon. Now Texas is right up there, and here in South Carolina we're right up there too, despite the gas tax. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been with no state income tax. I don't know what the gas taxes are in Texas, but still, a top 5 out of 50, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. We rank 35th in road quality. And let me tell you something. We used to be right at the tip top. Of course, the state is so spread out, and we had in the early days, brand new freeways that went from here all the way to Alaska.
Yeah.
The roads were great. Not so much anymore because we've had this huge influx of people here. And with that also comes a lot of road damage, if you will.
I think because there's so much under construction, I really think people are stealing the roads.
Stealing them, picking them up.
And they're going to rebuild them. Where does Detroit fall in the road category? I'm interested. I'm from Detroit. It should be like 60th.
Well, now Michigan ranks pretty much. Let's see, where does Michigan fall? They're pretty much on the low end. Now I know Detroit proper is like way down on the list. I think out of like 100, I think they're like in the 90th. Now Michigan is about. Let's see. Let me pull up the exact number for Michigan here, because they were pretty. Yeah, they were 37th. 37th overall.
But on the other hand, too, and to be fair about it, let's face it, that the roads up there are subjected to some pretty severe winters.
Yep, I was about to say.
And you got these great big scrapers that go across that road quite frequently. We don't have that here.
And it's the quality of the road,
and
too.
the salts that they're pouring out on the roads. Yeah, I've driven through the infamous Michigan potholes on the way to Lansing many, many times, and through Detroit.
Car dealerships per capita. Texas ranks second. Not a surprise.
Well, access to car dealerships now. This is new and used dealerships now. It's important to be able to have access to new or used vehicles. Again, now I have a 2016 Jeep Patriot, which I will drive until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you want to be able to drive it before then, so at some point you're going to have to bite the bullet and look at a new or used car, and they're ridiculously expensive now. But it's important to be able to have at least a decent number of dealerships close by.
Well, does that depend on the city that has, or the state that has assembly plants in it? Because not all states have assembly plants. We have up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We've got some in San Antonio. Does that correlate to anything and where it ranks?
I think
by the
so.
dealership?
Well, I think so. At least in terms where it does have an effect is in what we call it's the average. Well, that's the average price of an automobile, because in states, and I talked to someone from Detroit yesterday about this. In states like Detroit or parts of Ohio or some of these right-to-work states where there are auto plants, people are going to buy American cars just for the sense of pride. And American cars are slightly more expensive now than imports, because you're factoring in these operating expenses that some of these union states might have. So people are going to spend a little bit more for American-made car just for this, whether it's sense of local pride or the fact that, hey, this car that I bought, my uncle helped build these, so I'm doing my part to keep food on his table.
Sure.
Now, you mentioned sales with local car dealerships. Did that include service as well? Because, most new car dealerships have a service department.
Right. Now we have a separate category for auto maintenance costs.
Okay.
Now,
And so that would be different than the dealership aspect of it. So you kind of pulled out the service department and put it in this category?
right, dealerships is just the number of dealerships, physical plants or locations per capita.
Gotcha.
Auto maintenance cost is a different thing now. Of course, as you all well know, taking your car to your favorite local mechanic as opposed to a dealership, there's going to be a huge cost gap there.
Right. And it used to be when I was back in that day, the front end or the sales department supported the parts and service department. Nowadays it's flipped where the parts and service, because there's so much warehousing and things, that they support the low sales volumes.
Right. And my father worked at a Nissan Oldsmobile in the service department many years in North Carolina, and it was exactly
Yeah.
As you cited it there. Now, some of the issues with when it comes to auto maintenance costs, of course, they are skyrocketing, and one of the downsides of buying an import, whether some of these have really high resale value, whether they're Toyotas or Hondas, is that when they do start to break down, the parts are going to kill you. As opposed to an American-made car, like I said, like brake pads or something, going to be like twice as much for a Honda Accord as it would be for maybe a Ford Escort or something.
I was going to say a Chevy Impala.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't make
So there you
that
go.
anymore. Never mind.
Oopsie daisy.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought this was pretty interesting. Texas ranks 41st in car thefts. At least here in Houston, I bet in Houston alone, it's probably at least half that.
Thinking of 20,
Now, I'm thinking in the
20%.
20s or maybe even higher. I don't know. But it's a huge metropolitan area that has millions of people.
We had a lot of trucks stolen.
Houston, Dallas, trucks, Houston, Dallas, and parts of Austin around. Yeah, those are all very high areas of theft. Probably not so much in some of the more rural areas, but when you have that many large sprawling metro area, the risk of auto theft is very high.
Talk about fatality rates. 32nd in Texas for traffic fatality rates, and the speed limits. If they haven't officially raised the speed limit, nobody really cares about what it is officially anymore. It's like, okay, the speed limit says 65. We're all doing 75.
Oh, of course, that's Speed limits are, for the most part, suggestions or guidelines.
Just that's what I was
Nobody
thinking.
drives the speed limits, especially if you're on that crazy. What is it? Do they have is it like 12 lanes now that circles around Dallas now? Yeah, if you're driving the speed limit on one of those expressways, you're going to get run over.
Yeah. I just found that was an interesting statistic, fatality rates.
Now, traffic fatalities can also include pedestrians or bike or
Oh, didn't think of that. Yeah.
Motorcycle.
Yeah, there you go.
which is probably common in a college town like Austin. A lot of people are walking across campus, and and things happen.
Well, and you're also on your phone when you're driving. You're distracted. You're eating.
Now this one
Yeah.
here,
And walking.
Yeah.
this one here, I'm gonna have to say, Chip, are you out of your mind? Share of rush hour traffic congestion, Texas, as in general, Texas ranked 35th. In Houston, I think we got everybody beat. I mean, it's got to be in the top 10 at least.
Well, you have lots of space between the Dallas Metroplex and Lubbock, Texas, to kind of make up for that. So there's a lot of sparsely populated areas the closer you get towards the southern border. Yeah, I mean, if if not for those, if you're counting just Houston and Dallas and Austin, it would probably be much lower than that, if not for some of these more sparsely populated areas where congestion is an issue.
average.
So, Chip, WalletHub doesn't do this just to entertain us. They do this for a reason. And what is the reason that these statistics are important in each state?
Well, it gives people an idea of the driving habits where they live, and of course, joking, I said your state or your city is the worst, but it gives people kind of an eye-opening. And again, now we also consider things, for example, like the average auto insurance rates, which can be ridiculously high. It just gives a broader overview, so when people think about driving, they're not just thinking about congestion or commute times. They're thinking about things like road quality, access to car dealerships, how much their insurances are, how much it's going to be able to cost for them maintain their cars or maintain their insurance and
Yeah.
be aware of gas prices. Just an overall view. And also for people who are looking to commute to another or to relocate to another state. It's like,
Chip,
how
where did you-
different is driving?
How did you pull this information together? Is it surveys? You go through the
It's strictly
DMV?
it's strictly data driven, and there's a huge number of government sources that we rely on, of course, so the Census Bureau, FBI, Department of Transportation, and then just a number of and AAA and a number of other nonprofit and insurance companies and other reputable think tanks.
Interesting. You don't. I mean, do the insurance companies use this?
I think so, and that's part of the objective is maybe that people or insurance consumers also can look at this like, wow, why am I paying so much for the annual for my annual car insurance? Now for Texas, I've noticed that the annual car insurance premium is a little over. Now annually, it's a little over $2,000, 36 overall.
Which really, in the overall scheme of things, isn't bad, I would think.
No, it's not bad. No, now South Carolina, mine personally for two vehicles is about 1,500. No,
For two vehicles.
for two vehicles.
Well, guess what?
Full coverage?
I guess we're going to be neighbors one day. So if I'm in the market to move, somebody's offered me a great job, and Don, hey, here's the carrot. Come on. This would be something that I think that I would be interested in, especially when it came to my cars. I've got an old Corvette, doesn't get driven very much, but I don't want to take it to some place that I think that it's going to get stolen. It's not worth anything to anybody else other than it's just a car. But to me, it's worth something because it's my own personal car. And I would imagine that most people probably think the same way, unless, of course, they've got some, special, numbers matching 1963 split window Chevrolet
Right.
Corvette coupe or something like that. But for everyday people that probably have a couple of teenagers coming up and they're getting ready to get their first car, I would be interested to know how much I'm going to have to pay for them and their car to get back and forth to school.
Right. The insurance obviously is a factor, particularly for like a sports car, even if you're not driving it. And if you keep a strict budget and a lot of X amount of dollars every month for gas, you want to take that into account. So if you're going to relocate to a place like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, you're going to be paying way more for gas than you would be in Texas.
And for the registration, from what I understand.
Registration, and some states do charge property taxes on vehicles too. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
Holy cow.
California.
Yeah. Well, there's
That's
California.
the one I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
California and Louisiana has a state tax as well, I found out recently.
Well,
Well,
Chip,
the
this is
property
great
tax.
information. Where can we go to get all of the data on this?
Just log on to WalletHub.com and check out best and worst states to drive. We do have a separate study for the best and worst cities, also best and worst states for teen drivers, best and worst states for summer road trips. Lots of related content out there.
That's good
That's
stuff.
awesome. It's great to know. WalletHub.com. And this is all information that I think everybody would get a kick out of looking at, if not in dollars and cents terms, if thinking about moving there or going there for vacation. Chip, it's always great to talk to you.
Always a pleasure, guys.
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you. We appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's
You too.
Chip Lupo with WalletHub.com. All right, just ahead, Jeff's Motor Minute and a review of the new Lexus RX 450h Plus when the InWheelTime Car Talk Show continues right after this. The Tailpipes and Tacos renowned cruise-in expands to Beaumont. Golden Triangle cruisers will want to experience Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla, I-10 South in Beaumont near Washington Boulevard. Grab free Loopy breakfast tacos with any donation to Shirley's Kids. Enjoy a coffee or an adult beverage. Every cruise-in vehicle is automatically entered to win one of the beautiful Chili Pepper trophies for Best Hot Rod, Classic, and Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont happens Saturday morning, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. If you're a car geek like we are, this is the event you'll want to attend. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show will be online live, and you may be interviewed about your ride. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont edition, Saturday, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla, 2050 I-10 South in Beaumont. The Katy Tailpipes and Tacos happens Easter Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11. The free Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In is a production of Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, Beaumont, and Katy. Tastes pretty good. Apple or Android, InWheelTime podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give InWheelTime a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on InWheelTime. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. We invite you to join us for the live InWheelTime Car Talk Show every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time, here on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Check us out. It's free. And don't forget, 30-minute podcasts of our shows can be had from your favorite podcast store.
We can be had.
And Mr. Mars, how are things going over there promoting the Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont?
Well, they seem to be going pretty good. There's been a few people ask some questions, and we are running the spot. Chase is putting some things out as well, and in fact, he's got a couple of pretty nice little videos out there.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll check it out.
Did you get
All
the
right.
one I sent you?
Let's check
I
out.
did.
Let's check out the Motor Minute.
The
Jeffrey
Motor Minute.
has that.
You bet. There's a lot of things going on about disposing of tires. We talk about tires a lot, winter tires, summer tires. The best way, maybe the easiest way to get rid of your tires is to return them to the retail store where you buy them. Well, most of the stores will accept your old tires if you do buy from them. They can handle it for the recycling for you. It's like taking things back to the recycled areas. You can expect to pay a small fee for this service, but it's the most convenient way to ensure that they're properly disposed of. You don't want to lay them out in the front yard by the curb for the garbage guy. It's important to dispose of these tires right away through a recycling program and not in a way that can be dangerous to your health or the environment. This means never throwing them in a regular trash since they're often burned from the landfills. Tires are also one of the common items that shouldn't be put in a recycling bin since they require a separate specialized recycling process. If you haven't bought tires recently and you don't live near a tire retailer or a center that sells tires, they do have convenient ways to dispose of them. Call your city, call the recycling department, call your trash people. Many local dumps and transfer stations can accept used tires for a fee. It's best to call ahead and see if they can accept that tire. If you're more on the artistic side and you don't want to, be bothered with that, and you might want to use them in the backyard for a flower bed or maybe a planter, things like that. If you're more artistic,
The wife would love that.
oh yeah.
Oh, look, honey, there's the 15-inch tire that you took off the car 30 years ago. Let's put some daisies in there.
Daisies are
Let's
good.
go get some 22s because we want to make it a little bit bigger.
I like daisies and I
Yeah,
like
22s.
22s, but to repurpose your tire in the backyard in the garden will help the environment. If you only have a few tires and you want to bring them new life by turning them into a planter or a garden, a swing for a tree, which I did when my kids were growing up, in an innovative dog bed or outdoor furniture. So there's other ways to do it.
Or hippie sandals.
Hippie sandals, that's right. So just be responsible. Don't just throw them away or roll them down the street and hope somebody else is going to deal with it. But I've seen a lot of things on the news lately about illegal dumping, and you see tires all over the place. So just do the right thing.
Do they call them hippies anymore?
They call you a hippie. I know.
Yeah, well, there was that.
The hippy dippy.
Well, I was thinking along the lines of, some bums. Bum shoes.
Hobos.
Yeah. Hobos.
Yeah.
Bum shoes.
Oh, you're talking about the sandals. I did have a pair of sandals that were actually made for that. They just took the tire tread.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking
I got you
about.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
And the
Did it
swing.
have a brand on it? It had brand markings?
Yep.
Well,
Exactly.
of course. Jeff's would be, some Nitto or some sort of, Michelin Racing or something.
Sticky compound.
All right, time now for this hour's car review. Had a chance to drive the Lexus RX 450h Plus. I've told the story a bajillion times. I really had no experience with Lexus until, this has probably the 1980s, early 2000s.
You own one.
I did. And it was an RX, a 350, and it was the original RX, and absolutely
Right.
loved that thing. Anyway, this is not that. This is the brand new 2026 Lexus RX 450h Plus. So here are the trim levels: 350, 350h hybrid, 350 F Sport, 350h F Sport, 350 Luxury, 350h Luxury, 450h Premium, 500h F Sport, and the 450h Plus, which is what I had.
Jeez.
So I had the top of the line. nanny boo-boo. This is a PHEV. That's a hybrid. 5 seats. Exterior changes from last model year. Well, it was completely redesigned in 2023, so it's really, this design is only 3 years old. Exterior features include the oversized Lexus grille with squinty, high-mounted headlights, aero windshield, really laid back, upswept and side sculpting on it, really looks good, with some very nice wheels. It doesn't make any difference which trim level that you choose. There's going to be a wheel for that car specifically. Bustle butt rear.
All right.
With a built-in sunshade over the glass back there. This is a very unique looking vehicle, and that's part of the reason that I like it. It doesn't look like all the other SUVs out there. Overall design gets high marks. What could use improvement? Nothing. Keep it coming. Interior highlights. High zoot design that leans toward the minimalist look. In other words, you're not going to find a lot of buttons and switches in this. Standalone instrument cluster and a great big infotainment screen. Non-cluttered center console. Read minimalist. Awesome upholstery and comfortable seating. Cargo, well, that area back there behind the second row of seats, bigger than you think. But I liked, again, high marks for design and materials. With that Mark Levinson sound system, it is top notch. What could use improvement? Like to see some instrument controls like a volume knob. That would have been nice. Because what you wind up having to do is look at the screen, which takes your eyes off the road, which most people have their eyes off the road and into their phones. I think that a few more buttons would have been nice for some of the functions, but that's just me. Engine, 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder, plug-in hybrid of 304 combined horsepower, CVT transmission, tow rating, believe it or not, 3,500 pounds, which is a lot. A miles per gallon city, well, it's 85 miles per gallon electric, 35 for the gas only. Did I plug it in? I did not. So in my gasoline heyday that I had this car for the week, I got 31.3 miles per gallon over 405.4 miles. What I liked about it, it has enough power that leaves you satisfied. That sounds almost kind of like an old cigarette commercial, doesn't it? Ah, satisfaction. What could use improvement? Get the full hybrid version unless you only travel 35 miles per charge a day. That would be my suggestion.
Good looking car.
Yeah, it is. And they also have the gasoline, strictly gasoline version of it as well. What I liked about it, I liked all of it. What could use improvement? Nothing on this top of the line trim. So how much? Base trim price, $73,310. This is top of the line now. Prices tested, $78,569. If you just want to get in one, it starts at $50,525. Competitors, Mercedes-Benz GLE 450e, $72,500. BMW X5, $76,375. Or how about this? The Acura MDX Type S non-hybrid is $77,300.
Wow.
Expensive. Next week, I'm going to review the Hyundai Santa Fe, and I think that you'll really enjoy that, so tune in for that. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address is info@InWheelTime.com. We are back after this quick break. The award-winning InWheelTime Car Talk Show now reaches millions of folks around the globe each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, Facebook, and don't forget our podcasts. Catch our live show every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show has informative automotive guests, new car reviews, along with popular features, including driving destinations, Jeff's car culture, the latest car news, cruise-ins, and racing days. It's all on InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.